怎么样才能够找到灵魂伴侣？
I think maybe finding your soulmate, if there is such a thing, is more about knowing who's right for you.
或者就是让自己变成那个灵魂伴侣，因为你想找一个灵魂伴侣，那你自己也得是一个灵魂伴侣。
Yeah, that's a good one.
然后我会相信吸引力法则的，你会吸引到跟你同频的人过来。生活中的我们和视频中的我们是一样的吗？
Oh, that's a good question, because we just made some friends, Ray and Peter, and they knew us through our film, right? And you actually asked them that question the other day.
对，
They said that's true. I think it's kind of hard to judge for ourselves, but I feel like I'm myself on camera. I try to be.
我觉得就是我们展现的部分是我们真实的部分，我们就是这个样子，只是说我们展现的不是我们生活的全部，
Well, that's
只是
true.
一点点而已。
Yeah.
我们视频之外的我们真实的生活，我觉得更加多元，更加丰富。当然，我们也有就是情绪消极低落的时候，只是我们觉得那样子的，没有什么意义，所以我们肯定不会拍成一个视频。况且是当你情绪很低落的时候，你都没有心情去拍视频去支三脚架。当然是我们在准备好，我们感觉能量好的时候才会去录制一些视频。所以。
But that also really is like a small percentage of the time. Like I wouldn't describe myself as being like that. Like no one wants to be the worst version of themselves, right? When they're feeling bad or they're feeling a little depressed or whatever. I don't think you can describe most people as that unless that is the state that they're in, like most of the time.
我觉得至少有一点就是我们在视频中的时候，我们没有在 fake。 我们没有在假装。
Oh no, definitely not.
对，可能他们想问的问题就是这个。
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, it's us.
在我们两个的 relationship 里面，有没有感觉到很累，就是很倦怠的时候？
I think it's the same as like if we're our true selves. Of course, sometimes our relationship has problems we have to solve, issues we have to deal with, and that's going to make you tired. But that's also not our default state. I think there's no relationship that will never have its ups and downs, right? It's perfectly natural because if you're dealing with conflict together, then you're going to find points where you both don't have the same values or you both don't believe in the same things. And that's naturally going to create things that you have to talk about and work through, and it might be difficult.
对，但是我觉得我们两个都有一个很好的底线，就是 we never say break up 或者是离婚，我们从来没有想过，没有说过。
I don't think we've ever got close to that point.
因为我们视频呈现给大家，好像我们都很 positive， 那我们生活中到底有没有焦虑的时刻呢？
There's no one that is positive 100% of the time. But the amount of time that I spend in that state is getting less and less every year. At the moment, it's on like a really positive trajectory.
我觉得我也肯定是有焦虑的，只不过我的焦虑也是越来越少。我觉得我的心态越来越好了，然后我对生活的要求也，没有说那么的高，对物质的要求也没有那么高，然后更加懂得感恩，去珍惜眼前的东西。所以这些因素可能会帮助我，就是减少焦虑，变得不那么焦虑。
Yeah.
就是 appreciate everything you have right now, you own right now.
Right.
Don't think about the things really hard to get, or 不要太贪婪，有太多欲望。
Yeah. I think one thing that's really helped me not be so 焦虑 is like being really aware and noticing my thoughts as they come and happen. And I spent a lot of time like actually meditating and just sitting with my thoughts and understanding them and understanding how my brain works. And I do think that's been one of the most useful things when it comes to not making myself just so much on autopilot and letting my thoughts control me rather than being who I want to be instead.
我们有没有信仰？
没有。简单。
我小时候是一个基督徒，我都不知道我是怎么变成基督徒的，就是跟着家人一起信耶稣。但那个就是小时候的 别人给我的做的选择。等长大之后，我慢慢的都没有了，所以我现在我没有什么宗教的信仰，但是我有自己的人生信仰。我的人生信仰就是 follow my heart，believe myself， 这是我自己的信仰。我们最喜欢的书和电影，我先说我的吧。我最喜欢的书是，fuck，我忘了。我觉得不同阶段的话，喜欢的书和电影都是不一样的。但是目前我最喜欢的书是《毛姆的刀锋》，最喜欢的电影是《Call Me by Your Name》。
I think my favorite film is, well, I've been saying for a long time that my favorite film is a film called Before Sunrise, but I haven't watched it for a very long time. I don't know if I would still relate to it in the same way. And book, I mean, I said before the Wind Up Bird Chronicle, in another film. And yeah, that's still my favorite book.
巴厘岛的天气太神奇了，说变就变，1分钟之内变晴，真给脸给面子。就是我们旅行了这么久，我们会不会感觉到有点累了？我们想要停下来，找个地方有一个家 ，settle down。
Oh no. No, that's the whole point. That's why we're doing this. This is our dream. This is what we built for ourselves, right?
对。
I don't feel like that.
而且我们才刚开始，对，并没有特别长时间，
Yeah.
也就1-2年的时间。我们觉得可能接下来几年应该还是要继续旅行。
Ask me again in 5 years, and maybe my answer will change. But I'm definitely not satisfied yet.
但是今年、明年、后年肯定，对我们还是会保持差不多现在这个样子。
Yep.
我们接下来的打算，我们准备去哪里？
Oh, we don't know. I'm not sure. Well, I'm being drawn back to climbing. There's a place in Thailand called Krabi, which I heard people talk about a lot when we were rock climbing in Yangshuo, and I kind of would like to go there and get back into climbing for a bit, but I don't know.
我也很想探索一下东南亚，所以有可能东南亚。如果不能回国的话。
I'd also love to go to New Zealand for a bit.
Well, I want to go to everywhere in the earth.
This is the problem. India, Nepal, South America. Like,
India,
there's so many amazing places.
North America.
Oh, Africa as well. We always dream about Africa. But there is one place in Eastern Europe we haven't shown you guys yet that might be the place you see after Bali, which is North Macedonia. We did a 6-week road trip. 6-week? No, 2-week road trip there. And I still haven't had time to edit that all together yet.
我们打算在哪里定居呢？
This is a question we're always talking about. Right now, I think our 2 top choices are China or Scotland, right?
对
Yunnan, Yangshuo or Scotland.
对，我的计划是，如果我们在 Scotland 买不起房子，我们想先找一个就是合适的地方，比如说在那种就是没有人打扰的地方，找一个房子，然后租上2-3年去体验一下也行。如果能买得起的话就买。接下来是跟钱有关的问题。
Oh.
我们这1-2年一直在旅行，我们的钱是哪儿来的？就是你怎么能够，就是像我们一样有钱去旅行呢？
Well, most of our money comes from the brand deals that we do from the channel, of which there haven't actually been that many, or the jobs that we do outside of running this channel, like the films I make while freelancing, or your teaching, Chinese teaching. That's where our money comes from.
Yeah, to be clear， 就是在今年之前，我们还没有做过什么 brand deals， 只有今年年初才开始有一点点。
Yeah.
所以 before this year， 我们之前全是我们2个就是兼职，我们做自己的工作，
Yeah.
就是摄影啊、教学相关的。
When we first started, there was a period where we just had to take a break from making films, and we just had to earn some money and then come back and do it again.
我们是怎么选择我们的旅行地点和做旅行计划的？一般都是 Scott 来做计划的，地点是我们2个一起选。
Yeah, I guess.
镜头转向你自己。
Oh.
你怎么做 planning？
Hello. Yeah, I do a lot of planning. I research everything I can find online about wherever we're gonna go.
对，黑山还是我建议的。
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
是我听朋友推荐，然后我查了一下，哦，对中国人免签1个月。
And Bali, we came here because of our friends Elaine and Lance, who suggested it. So I definitely wouldn't say we have like a technique for finding our next place to go. We just go where we feel inspired to. And I'm pretty convinced that wherever we go, we will have a good time.
Yeah，
I really believe that.
其实确实跟地点没有什么关系，
Yeah,
没有特别直接的关系。
right.
对，跟自己就是怎么样去体验，怎么样去享受。我们除了做自媒体以外，还有别的工作吗？
Well, I do still make the occasional freelance film outside of Art Samiti. And I'd say it is still necessary for us at this point.
对，因为我们并不接很多推广，
Yeah,
不足以维持我们长期维持我们的生计。
right.
然后我是偶尔教一下学生，我学生也不多现在。
Yeah. I have done some writing in the past as well, and translation.
然后我就是做饭，
做饭，做饭不是你工作。
不是我工作，对，也不是我工作。我喜欢做饭，我会花挺多时间在做饭上的。
这是爱好，这是不是工作？
就是爱。我们有没有就是想过我们老了以后怎么办？老了以后我们生活保障怎么办？这会不会影响你现在做自媒体的决心？
No, not really. I think many people like change their careers throughout life, and especially with filming, like it's been something that's always evolved for me.
对 ，the point is 不是说是自媒体还是稳定工作，是你的能力是不是可以一直让你有工作，有东西可以做？
That's true. Yeah. Like our skills are only improving.
而且有稳定工作不意味着就一定可以未来有保障。如果有人想像我们一样，就是边旅行边工作，他们怎么可以做那种 remote work？
Honestly, I think Lance has the best setup I've ever seen. He worked for a company for a year, 2 years, or something,
In America，
and had like really good relationship with them, did his job really well, and then afterwards asked them or negotiated with them and said, I don't want to keep working at this place. I want to travel and work remotely. Now he's working like a day. I mean, like an hour or
An
two
hour.
a day. And he has enough money to live quite happily here and support his family.
Yeah, that's perfect. 或者就是你重新从头找到并且发展一个，可以就是远程工作可以满足的一些兴趣爱好。
I'm really glad that's what we did, because this is not something we ever did before. We had to kind of take a leap of faith and just go for it. And I think whatever you do, there's going to be an element of that when you start working for yourself.
对，搜索一下数字游民，然后就有大把的那种各种各样的机会，不是说只有一种，是有很多很多种的。然后选择就是你能做的那个去加强吧，别的没有办法，你去好好加强，把自己的 skill 提高。